Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. I'm Scott and today we have got issues 31 to 34 of the Disney Doll's House. Now before we get into it, I do have to address the news that's happened, as I'm sure you're all aware. Our Queen Elizabeth II, passed away 2 days ago. It's a very strange sensation, it's a very strange feeling for a lot of us, as she's all we've ever known. And it's a sad time, but I think also at the same time a good opportunity to remember everything she did for the country. She was 96 years old, so lived a very long and happy life. And I think that's important to remember that. So as somber as I think the occasion is, I think with reflection we'll only have fond memories, you know. But it's, as I said, it's still sad because it is our Queen, and it's also a mother, a grandmother, a great grandmother, and it's sad, very sad. But we have to carry on. That's the way it is. So we are going to be doing these, and I'm still putting the videos up and whatnot, and I can't not address it. That's the way it is. I can't not say something because it just wouldn't be right. So I'm sorry to start off on a bit of a low note, but that's where we are. But moving on, so we do have issues 31 to 34 to do. Now these are late, and that's because of the postal strike. Not mad late. I mean, Titanic that I built was a week late. This has been like a couple of days late. But it's fine. So what are we doing in this one? So in 31, we will we'll be building the kite, which, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to be honest with you, because it just looks a bit fitting. There's something else we did get with 31. I haven't opened this yet, so I will show you what we got. We got the wall panel replacements. We can finally finish the paneling in the frozen room. It'll look lovely when that's done. So we'll have all that done correctly. They've reverted back to this wooden packaging, wooden cardboard packaging, which I like. It's sustainable. You know, the thing you need to get rid of now, these plastic bags. That's not necessary. Completely unnecessary. This is what we have. So we are putting in a window. Now, after we've actually built the kite, installing this window really doesn't take long. This goes in real quick, which is why I think they held back on the kite, because there's just not much to do in this issue, and there's not much to do in any of these, to be honest with you. 31 through 34, there's not a lot to do in any single one. There's nothing particularly in depth. In the door in 33 is probably the hardest thing we're going to be doing. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get this kite built. Now I have got giant hands, and this kite is tiny. So it's going to be interesting, but stick with me and we'll see how this one works out. If you haven't yet, please give us a like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get this kite built. Okay, so before we get the ball rolling with this one, let's have a look at our pretties that come in this month. And we've got, for the Little Mermaid's bathroom, we have the towel rack, essentially what it is. You can see images of this and exactly what goes on it. I can show you what goes on it. We have got very nice selection of these 4 little towels that came with this. Now, the way these work, because trust me, I've seen it done, they fold and they sit on here. However, if you try and do that, you're going to get that going on. Now, we'll address all of this when it comes to actually decorate it, because again, I'm not just going to dump you at 120. I will show you how to decorate each room and what goes where and what not. But that'll be a long way away. So those are going back into a seal-up bag. I have a seal-up bag to keep them nice and fresh for the time we come round to decorate the house, which is still over a year away. So yeah, it's a lovely thing. I think this is quite pretty. It's very within the theme of the seashells and whatnot all over it. The towels are lovely kind of quality as well. You can see the little detail on there, the frills. Gorgeous, lovely thing. Now let's get building. Okay, so here are our parts of the kite. Now we're going to be starting with this string here. There are 2 strings on the card. We've got the black string. We've got this one that almost looks like parcel string. This is the one they want us to use. They want us to start with a 4cm piece, which I have cut already here. Okie doke, here we go. Right, eyes down, looking in. Let's get this happening. So they want us to take this element here and turning this way up. So we've got this facing down. We're going to thread this through this hole here. Okay, so that was relatively painless. What do we want to do? Through the hole at one end of the horizontal string, use a pair of tweezers and twist the end of the string. Apply a little wood glue to the string in the area shown in order to lock it in place. Okay, well we can do that. Right, so let's get my little applicator ball because I certainly don't want to smother this in glue. There we go, so there's the applicator ball here. So they want us to twist this over. Let's use the good tweezers. I'll twist this over and glue it in place. Okay, now I don't want loads, I just want enough where this will meet. Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy this. Okay, so I twisted that. I want to glue the kite. There we go. Just a little bit of wood glue. I swear by these applicator balls as well. Score yourself some of these hammers and they make life a lot easier. Okay. Now a lot of this is going to be allowing it to dry. Now, the temptation is to use super glue on this, and I get that vibe, but if you've seen what super glue does to fabric, it makes it brittle, and it makes it crack, so try to avoid doing that. Let's put a little more on this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, let that do its thing. See, it's immediately falling apart. I'm going to hate this. Right, I'm going to let this dry. Okay, so we repeat the exact same process with the other side, and we glue that one down, allow it to dry. I've done that already, and we're going to move on to the next phase of this, which is going to be attaching the tail. So the tail of the kite is going to go through this little loop at the bottom here. So let's get that done. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to glue this. Now, if you have any problems with this, a little touch of glue to the end of your string. See, see? Right, let's fix that now. So this is what I'm saying. You can do this, this works. Because I've done it for a bunch of things. It just toughens up the end. Let's get this on camera. Right. And then seriously, that's it. That's all you need to do. And trust me, I'll go through exactly what I want to do. We're going to glue this anyway, so it gives it a bit of extra attachment. And my eyes are terrible, so threading needles is not exactly my forte, but we'll see if we can get this done. No, I'm going to need my glasses. Let me grab my glasses. There we are. Thanks to the wonders of modern technology and my humongous glasses, I've got that one threaded through. Now the same thing, we are going to fold this over and we are going to glue it, and then we're going to allow it to dry. So we're going to do the same thing as we did the last time. We're going to take the end here, just fold it over, we're going to give it a twist, and then we're going to glue it off, and we're going to allow it to dry. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so that's glued and waiting to dry. Whilst we're doing that, we might as well continue with the next part, because this also involves using the remainder of our brown string. And same thing, attaching this and waiting for it to dry. So this is actually going to be the string of the kite. So this is quite simple. All we're going to do on this one is we're going to go through the loop that we made. Let's go this side. And we're going to, again, fold it over. My massive hands. Use the tweezers so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to fold this over, we're going to create a loop, and we're going to glue that loop closed. And that is going to create the tail for your kite. If I zoom out, you'll see just how tiny I'm working with here. There we go. So that's going to be the tail for you. That's going to be the string for your kite. That's going to be the tail for your kite. So we're going to get that glued, allow it to dry, and then we're going to move on to the detailing of the tail. Okay, so this is all dry now. What we're going to do next is we are going to zoom. Right, we're going to be working on these butterflies. Now what we're going to do is tiny amount of wood glue on the back of one. Now these are both one. There's something confusing in the instructions where it's marking 1 and 2. If you're thinking that means take a 1 and a 2, it doesn't. It just means that will be 1 of 1 and that'll be 2 of 1, if that makes sense. So the way you're going to do these is you're going to put a little glue on each side, and that might seem like overkill, but it's not, because you need them both to cling to the rope, and they're not going to do that if you only do it on one. So we are literally, I'm touching glue on here. There really is not going to be much. That's it. That is it, because it's just not there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the string to the rope rather than do it the other way around. Rather than take the butterfly to the string, and then take the string to the butterfly. And hopefully, I'll make this a little easier. So I'm going to push that one down into the string. And that's where that one's going to go. And then the next thing we do is we're going to apply a little glue to this side, and then we're going to flip it over and I'm going to put that on top of that butterfly. Again, tiny amount, don't need loads. Do not need loads. That's it, that's plenty. Okay. Picking these up with my enormous hands is not proving easy. There we go. Right, so I'm using my tweezers, my good tweezers. Don't get me wrong, the tweezers that came with this are fine. I just prefer mine. And there we go. So there's a butterfly attached to this. Let's straighten that up, neaten that out. And what we're going to do is, God, that looks bloody terrible close up, doesn't it? Let's straighten that out. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to straighten these up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do that on the rest of the tail with the other colours. We've got a dark blue, a light blue, a white, a red, and a yellow. So we're going to do that, get all those on there, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so we're done. We've added all of these. And you know what? It speeds up, like with anything. Once you kind of get used to it and you find your flow, you find your mojo. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I mean, it's not fun. I don't particularly want to do it again, but it's not so bad. Next thing we do is we'll flip this one over. And what we are going to do is we're going to apply a layer of glue, super glue, they're advising. They say all purpose is super glue, along here, and then we're going to take our element here. Now, you don't have to trim this yourself, this will come out, but use your craft knife to just sort of take with the edges. We use our pot there to pop that onto there. So, quite simple, I'm just going to get that done. Okay, so prepared this one with glue, this is ready to go. The only thing I want to do is I want to tuck that under there to make sure this doesn't get super glued to the edge, because I don't want that. I'm a weird shaped kite. Then we're going to take our kite element, they call this fabric, and it's bloody paper. And that's going to sit on top of here, like so. Let's press that in place. And there we have our kite. That is complete. So that's it, that's our kite done. Now, they do give you a second element, so if you really want it to, go over the back, but you don't need to do that. It's got to look like a kite, hasn't it, right? So that's it, that is Winnie the Pooh's kite complete. Now, it does just go on his table. In all the pictures of this, it's just kind of a coiled up kite that's on the table in Winnie the Pooh's garden. But people have done some interesting things with it. So something Jay has done over on Jay's channel, and also Nappy, anybody who's watched Nappy building this, have coated this string in a glue, made it solid so it looks like a flying kite. I'll talk about that at the end, about the kind of do's and don'ts with that, and just a bit of caution with it if you plan on doing it. But we'll talk about that at the end. Let's move on to the main build. Okay, so I've already put this together. This is our panel with the correct edging on it, so that can go into our frozen room. That's where that's going to be going. The other one that we got is we're putting a window. Now, bizarrely, my window came built. No idea why, but all this is going to come apart. We're going to be adding this window to Mickey's room, and that is the second and last window for Mickey's room. And that's pretty much all we're going to be doing on that room now until we fit the ceiling, but that's not happening until the first quarter of next year. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. So let's bring the house up and let's start getting these elements installed. Okay, so we're all glued up on this one. This is our replacement panel. This finally puts this to bed. It should just be as easy as slotting this one in. It is. And push that in place. That's it. That's our panel in. Sweet. Simple enough. All done. Happy with that. Finally, the frozen room's completed. I'll tidy that, straighten that up a little bit. But we're done. And now we've got to install Mickey's window. Okay, so the next section is pretty simple. We've got a window. Now, using the deeper part of the two, I'm just going to build this inside the house. We're here. Taking our glass, I've took the protective film off either side. That is just going to sit inside there, like so. And we're going into that window hole over there. So, filming this is going to be easier said than done. But basically, all we're going to do is we're going to pop this one in there from behind. Glass has just fell out. Fantastic. Let's grab that. So the glass is going to go back in. And then all we're going to do is we're going to apply... Let's see if we get this film properly. There we go. There we go. Right, now we're in business. Right, we're going to apply glue to the 4 pins in each corner. Once that's on, we're going to attach the front to it. So I'm going to get this glued up and then I'll film it going on. Okay, so now that is glued up, we're just going to take this one here and we're going to pop that in place. And it's going to pinch and it's going to hold, and that is all you need to do. So we're going to hold that, let that glue take, and that is that window installed. Very simple, very easy. It's hard to film, but that's that one done. That's all you need to do. It really is that simple. Here we can see our windows. Let's see if we can zoom out. There we go. Our windows are in place now. So you can see if there's a glow from the back. That's my chocolate sponge cake candle. It's amazing, by the way. There we are. So there are windows in. This is pretty much it for Mickey's room. And then if we move into the frozen room, you can see our panels in place now. That's it. All done for this one. So that's that one done. I mean, again, I didn't enjoy that kite, right? I'll tell you that now. That's page 1. And I'll be honest with you, Winnie the Pooh's garden is fast becoming a bit of a pain in the backside, because it seems every single thing we build for Winnie the Pooh's garden takes an internal battle. I've got a weird glow coming off my candle. Do you know, funny enough, I get asked more about that than anything. Candles all the time. People notice the candles burning. What candles are you burning? It's chocolate sponge cake. That's the candles I'm burning. I buy candles. If I start, I won't stop banging on about candles. Ignore me. Right. So yeah, there's not a lot to do in that one. There isn't. So you've got the window naturally. I mean, it's done, which is why I think they held this kite back. Genuinely, I think they held the kite back so there was a bit more body for this issue. But that doesn't save next issue, because I know in the next one we're doing, out of every single one that we do, from now until the end of this build, the next one is the quickest, the shortest, the fastest. It is over like that. 32, there is nothing in it. Because it's a window. It's a window for the frozen room. That does complete the wall structure for the frozen room. The frozen room is the last room downstairs. No, it's not. I take that back. I was going to say it's the last room downstairs to be complete. It isn't. Alice's is. But we'll be doing all we're going to be doing that for now. But that's about it for that one. So the next one's really short. It's going to be really, really short. It's going to be in and off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that opportunity at the end to talk to you about other things that are coming up, because there is a new Disney collection on the way, and there's another one that's just had a full run in Japan. And if you're enjoying doing this, it's something that some of you, not all of you, are going to be interested in doing. I have mentioned it before, but I can give you a bit more detail about it. So that's it for this one. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And in a world where you could be anything at all, just be nice, and I will catch you very shortly for issue 32.